I'm Spectrum Bay News 9 meteorologist Kyle Hansen. Here's your weekly update on the tropics. And the big story this week is it's just staying quiet out there. I'm going to go over a couple reasons why that is the case. First of all, again, here on Monday, June 9th, we are looking at the latest satellite over the Caribbean and the Gulf. You can see it's pretty quiet out there. A couple little showers and storms out over parts of the southern and midwestern United States. Down in the Caribbean, though, pretty quiet, but some exception. Parts of the far southern Caribbean, Colombia, Venezuela, seeing some thunderstorms out there. But overall, out over the open waters, it remains pretty inactive. And so no tropical development is expected here over the next 7 days. Part of this reason is because we have a lot of shear. That's the upper level winds. They're pretty fast right now, and that is deterring any development. In addition to that, we've got some Saharan dust. We got a new batch that's moving into the Caribbean. We still have a little bit of dust left over parts of the southeastern United States as well. That's creating a little bit of a haze. It's been with us for several days now. But fresh new dust coming in from the Saharan arid layer here. You can see that's moving west across the Atlantic. Pretty typical to see that this time of year. Here, early part of the season is when we see the most of our dust. And that's part of the reason why June can sometimes be fairly inactive and even into parts of July as well. So you can see that dust continues to move west over the Atlantic over the next week or so. Now, in terms of the water temperatures, we are still running well above average for those water temperatures across the Gulf, slightly above in the Caribbean. And then you go out into the tropical Atlantic. Some areas are slightly above, and then you see some areas kind of a little bit north of that main development region where we look for storms more so towards the months of August and September. Just north of there, a patch of water that's a little bit closer to average, if not even some areas slightly below. Now, how does this year early season stack up to years past? You can see here, this is the last 11 hurricane seasons. You can see actually in the majority of these years, we have seen our first named storm before the actual official start of hurricane season, which is June 1st. Last year, we waited until June 19th. 2023, it was June 1st. Before that, in 2022, it was June 5th. So the last few years have been actually in line with the start of hurricane season. But before that, we had a streak of just a bunch of storms getting going in the month of May, if not even earlier than that. So again, what happens in June is typically not very indicative of what the rest of the season is going to be like. And that's because most of our activity, you can see here, is between August and really the end of October. August 1st and the end of October. That's the vast majority of the season there. In fact, it's more like mid-August to mid-October. You can see that's the peak there. And what we get before that is really typically a bonus. We see some storms sometimes, but not always. So sometimes it can wait a little bit later in the season before we really start seeing a lot of development. So the fact that we're not seeing a lot of development recently, it probably doesn't mean too much as we head later into the hurricane season. And of course, we're going to continue to keep you updated here. I'll be back next week with another update. By the meantime, thank you all for watching.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. For more stories in your community, click the subscribe button here. You can also download the Spectrum News app or watch us on TV for the latest information, balanced coverage, weather updates every 10 minutes, and more. We'll see you then.